G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of our Auto Heroes playthrough. So let's get at it. G'day guys, welcome back. So today we're going to do the other tier list. So this tier list is going to be, bam, that one right there. So what we're doing is we're going to have a look at this tier list, and I'm going to explain as to why I've put these heroes where they are. I'm pretty sure I don't really have to explain Ajani too much, but let's start out. We're going to do the elites and rares. So Ajani, we're going to start off with Ajani because he is in S+. Reason why he's in S+, and you know what, he did get nerfed last patch, but in saying that, he is still a complete beast, right? He can work in any team. He is working currently the most in a Royals Mystic team. The reason for it is because of the where is it? The Royal buff here. Give all heroes resistance. The higher you have your training camp, the higher the bonus is going to get. I think at max it gets to 35% hero resistance, like damage resistance. That is stupid. And then you couple that with his ult, where his torch deals damage, right? But it also gives a shield to all allies within 2,000 range. This is at 10 star, right? But even at 8 star, this is still good. I think it's 350 range at 8 star. Let's have a quick look. I'm sure I've got an Ajani on this account. Right, I don't have a 3-star Ajani, but let's say it's a 5-star one. It's okay, so it just gives him a shield, but I'm pretty sure it's 350. I know my other account has a 8-star Ajani, but here, like, this is ridiculous. It is literally a global shield for your whole team, right? And then grants 15 dodge chance. It doesn't go anywhere, that 15 dodge chance. It stacks. Yeah? The shield grants 15 dodge chance. So while the shield is available, right, he gains the dodge. So does your team. You couple him with Morrigan. Stick Morrigan in between people that you want to continue dodging, right? Like your Jack. Like any sort of damage dealer. Okay? You just have to position Ajani correctly. He is a support tank. He will die if you put him in the front row. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You have to put him in the back. He needs to sit just behind your tanks. Let your tanks take the damage so he can sit there and he can use his ult. This is pretty much the main reason. They changed it because what they did change was, I think it was the stacking on his shield, so he could continuously give shields. It was kind of stupid, and to the point where you literally couldn't die. Like currently in PvP, here's the reason why there's so many people who can't win or lose, because everyone's using Royals and everyone's using Ajani. So what's happening is everyone's got the resistance. Everyone's got the Ajani who's giving everyone the shield, which means unless you have 3 or maybe 4 DPSs, you're not actually going to kill that team. So you're going to lose. It's a bit weird. But second skill, his attacks have a 60% chance to give him a shield. To give the lowest hero on your lowest HP hero on your team a shield. Very good, very strong. You know, like I said, he's support tank. Crescendo, right? He does counter strike. It's good, does damage. And then faith protection. So allies within 300 range have a 7% attack speed increase. This is why he's actually really good with scavengers, because you can max out your training camp, You get a large amount of attack speed bonus, and then you couple that with this. Like, Ajani is just an all-round support tank that just dominates. But if you put him in the front row, he will die. So he's the only S+ tier in my opinion. Like, he's literally the one hero that everyone should build. From the very start of the game, build this hero. Straight up. Right? So let's continue. Ellis. Everyone knows my love for Ellis. Ellis is a fantastic hero. Grouse hero, very strong, very easy to build, and a very good DPS. If you can't get a Jack or something like that to help carry you into the game, Ellis is that hero that can do it from a range. There is another one in S tier that is very good, very easy to build as well. We'll get on to that hero very soon, but Ellis, to start with, her ult just sends out her beast and does damage, and it spawns a couple of tentacles. Good. Her tentacles are very good. They do a lot of damage, especially with a private item. A private item increases the amount of tentacles, and no, not the amount of tentacles, the amount of time the tentacles are there. So I think it maxes out at 6 seconds, 5 or 6 seconds, one of the two. So you got Spiteful Torture. She has a 30% chance to spawn tentacles that exist for 6 seconds and attack nearby enemies. Okay, so yeah, it just, hold on. Let's have a quick look. I know I've got an Alice. Private item. So an extra 5 seconds if you get her private item max. So instead of only being 6 seconds, it's 11 that do 60% damage of her actual damage. So 60% of this. It seems kind of crazy, I know. It's because it is. Yeah, so what's it called? For each tentacle on the field, she gains attack and crit chance. That's good. Like, she's just one of those heroes that just is a very good early game hero to build. I mean, she carried me all the way through chapter 6, actually, to be honest. But it was just crazy. Very good hero. And then she gains health and attack speed. I mean, it's good. I mean, that's always good. Just the extra stats is very strong. Who's next? We have Testrun. In my opinion, possibly one of, if not one, no, most definitely one of the best tanks. She's not the best. She's definitely one of the best tanks in the game. The reason why I say she's not the best is because she doesn't do any damage. But in saying that, she can take on 4 heroes by herself and just completely take over. At that point, you put her at the top if there's a bunch of people, a bunch of heroes there rather, that are going to be a problem, and she will just stand there taking all the damage. She might eventually die, but the rest of your team is going to get the rest of their team, so all she has to do is hold out. So her ult, so she charges forward, deals damage, knocks them back, and then stuns them. I mean, well, if she pushes them to the edge of the map, they get stunned. But I mean, that happens quite often. You know, she's taking a lot of damage, so her energy is getting refilled quite often. So this does happen a lot. Her next passive is well, not her passive. This is her first passive. Her courage makes her ignore the pain. So receiving damage grants Testrun an 18% chance to gain a shield of 6% of her max health. Now, I don't think anyone understands how good this is, because if you look at this, tank heroes gain 25% extra health. Look at her health. 25% extra of that, right? Plus these skills, which we'll get into. This becomes very, very strong. Like, this is the reason why she can tank so much. This is the reason why she can take on 4 heroes by herself and survive for the most part. So her second passive is a one-time only. When her health falls below 200%, she restores self-health for 500% of attack. Now, That sounds really, really good, and it is. It definitely is. But in saying that, she doesn't have a lot of health, a lot of attacks. So, and because of the amount of health that she has, remember, it seems really good, but the amount of health that she has comes into play here. Okay, so 500 extra, or 500% attack is not too much. It's good. It's definitely very good, but it's not the best. Her last passive, there we go, 25% extra health. So she gains 25% extra health here, 25% extra health here if you have 4. So 50%. 50, okay? So that's, like, think about it. If she, let's say we round that out to a standard 500,000. 50% of that puts her up to 750,000 HP. Right? Couple that with this, right? It's not that great, but with this is stupid. 6% of 750,000 HP? Come on. Definitely S tier worth. S tier worth. Now, this guy, Fervin. He is very, very good. Very easy to get. Very good at carrying your early game. If you cannot get a DPS early, you cannot build a Ellis, let's say, for example, because it's too hard. This guy is your guy. He's easy to build, easy to get. Well, she, I think. I'm not quite sure. Not sure. Don't know. Think it's a she. Probably looks like a she. Think Fervent thinks she's a she. She, sorry. Right. Her active ability. She shoots 2 deadly arrows, dealing 170% attack damage to the current target and the furthest enemy, and makes them take 35% additional damage for 5 seconds. So she essentially armor shreds. So currently in the meta right now, especially in PvP, this becomes pretty good. Because if they can take extra damage, especially with everyone using Royals and Johnny and whatnot, this is going to be very clutch. It's going to be very strong. Her first passive ability, poisonous arrows inflict damage on her enemy for 30% attack upon each attack or skill in 5 seconds. Okay, so it's a dot damage. So it just does 30% of her enemy, inflict damage on her enemy for 30%. Okay, so it's 30% of her attack. Okay, for each attack or skill in 5 seconds, right? She will deal a dot damage. Pretty good, not bad. I think that's how I'm reading it. Fervent's superb shooting skills increase her range by 100 and makes her attack deal up to 14% attack. Additional damage depends on the distance of the target. So, from what I read here, it seems as the further they are away, right, the more damage that she does. So the closer they are, the less that she's going to do. So that's why you kind of need to keep her away, like in the top corners or the bottom corners. Keep them away. Keep other heroes away from this hero. And her last passive, 25% extra attack. And this is and this is actually one of the main reasons why she's good in the early game, because once you get her to 5-star, which is super, super easy. Don't know what was going on there, but once you get her to 5-star, which is super easy for a 3-star hero, I mean, I know it's not 25% attack, but I'm pretty sure I've got one that's at 5-star. Let's have a look here. What class is she? What class is she? I can't remember. Royal. She is a Royal. I got a 4-star one. But a 4-star one, I'm pretty sure 4-star one doesn't have the ability. So at 5-star, she has a 1. I think it's half. I'm pretty sure it's half. I'm not 100% sure, but it's still very strong. We're going on to A tier. A tier now is Sarah. Now, I'm a little biased. Okay, because I really like scavengers. They're some of my favorite heroes, and this is one of my favorite heroes. She's just a beast. She's super tanky, does a ton of stunning, and you will see right here. So she deals a flurry of 6 blows to the enemy, which deals 70% attack, and can trigger Get the Point. So let's find Get the Point. Get the Point, first passive. Get the Point is excels at attacking the weak spot on the enemy, having 30% chance to deal additional damage of 40% attack and stun them for 2 seconds. So each strike, right, inflicts 70% attack, and each strike can also trigger Get the Point. Okay, so she can do 110% damage with a 2-second stun on each attack at 30% chance. So on average, she'll get, out of 6 blows, 3, no, not 3, maybe 2 stuns. So a 4-second stun, not bad, you know, and that's doing a ton of damage. So she does do a lot of damage for a tank. Strong body, which is stackable. She wields the Iron Fist faster and faster. Each time she deals damage, gain 5% attack speed for 5 seconds. So the more attack speed you have, the more chance she has to gain more attack speed, the more chance she gets to stun. The more chance she gets to stun, the more chance she gets to do her ult. The more time she gets to do her ult, the more stuns and damage she does. She still is squishy. I'm not going to say she's not, right? Because you got to remember, rare and elite heroes are supposed to be easy to build, right? But legendary heroes are supposed to be just that, on the stats side of things, supposed to be a little bit stronger. And then unyielding will. So her rich combat experience, she gains herself 10% health and 15% attack. I mean, that's just good stats. Just good stats. We're going to go with Castan. Is he next? Nope. Nope, it is Big Saw. Ah, yes, right next to him, Big Saw. Now, sorry, Giant Saw. The reason why I put Ace in this, right, so high. Now, this might be a bit controversial, but in saying that, the reason why I put him so high is because of the current meta. Now, with his private item, okay, so we're going to go quickly look at this. Hey, where is he? Where are you? Nope, that's the wrong person. This guy. Now, I haven't unlocked it, but Deadly Whirlwind's range increased by 100 and deals 60% extra damage to non-current target enemy instead, right? And then goes up to 100%. So it becomes a really big AoE. Now, let's go back to this. Now, he wields a chainsaw to cut through the enemies. Now, remember, with his private item, he gets extra range on this, and it does extra damage. 100% extra damage. So it deals 340% with the private item, right? And breaking their armor. The target takes 80% additional damage for 4 seconds. Not only that, it ignores dodge. So it is a direct counter to Ajani. So if anyone is having issues with fighting Ajanis in PvP, build that guy, because he's going to help you. Because that's not it. Here, Sharp Jagged. He bleeds them, reducing their attack by 30% and recovery scale for 3 seconds. So he does what Lilith does, but better. And he also does an AoE armor shred that ignores dodge. Right? Next thing, Deadly Whirlwind. He spins his chainsaw. His normal attacks deal 100% attack damage to current target and 45% attack to all enemies nearby. Wait a minute. Did I get his private item wrong? Deadly Whirlwind. I think I did. I did. Okay, so cut to pieces. Don't worry about what I said earlier, right? But that's still super strong. But the Whirlwind effect is still ridiculous. So 200% attack, extra damage, 100% extra range, and he does extra damage to everyone around him. So, I mean, it's good. It's still good. Like, he's still a counter to Ajani. He's still a counter to all those dodge heroes, really. Like Cassio, all that sort. Like, he can 1v1 a Cassio. I've seen it. It's good. And he, his last passive, he increases his crit chance, which is still good. I mean, because I'm not sure if this can crit, but if it can, I mean, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Next is Lon. Now, Lon's should be higher up on the list. He should be, but he isn't. And the reason why he isn't is because he got nerfed. Now, he didn't get nerfed to the ground. A lot of people seem to think he got nerfed to the ground and they got really, really upset. Like, I'm telling you, really upset. But he's still not bad. So, his ultimate, Final Judgment. Mercilessly sentences the enemy with his Dark Great Sword, dealing a critical damage of 250% attack. Very good. Now, the reason why people were upset was because of his private item. I forgot to mention that. His private item got nerfed. I don't know what it used to do beforehand because I never actually used this hero. Well, I have, but I don't really like using him. Clear Karma. Stackable. That's right. That's right. His passive, his private item allowed Clear Karma to, I think it gained more attack, or it had a longer duration. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. I don't want to get that mixed up. But he gains 9% attack in 5 seconds, and it's stackable. Pretty good. So each time he attacks, he gains 9%. Lon's power will be strengthened for each enemy he slays, gaining 40% crit damage. So for each enemy that he slays, he gains 40% crit damage. So this just makes his ultimate stronger for every time he kills a hero. This is why everyone was using him early. Like, this is still a very good hero to use early. Don't get discouraged. Use him early. He's very good. Faith's Reward. Gains extra health. I mean, it's good. What else we got? So we're going on to B tier. Baron. Right, Baron. So, remember, this guy, he can be a bit nutty. He's good. I think he's just not great, right? But if, like, there are a couple of stages people have spoken about where he's very notorious for being super tanky that you can't. It's very hard to kill him. So, Bats attack nearby enemies 5 times, each time dealing 35% attack and restoring health for him to 65% of the damage dealt. That's one of the main reasons why he's super tanky. When he receives damage, he restores 20% of his attack back as health. So the way you would, he gets hit, gets health, gets hit, gets health. So it only actually takes 80% damage. You couple that with Royals, where Royals can reduce the amount of damage that they take. He becomes very, very, very strong. Noble Blood, 25% extra health. And when an ally dies, he gets extra attack. I mean, that one's not that great, but this one's definitely very good. So yeah, that's why he's in B tier. I mean, he's good. He's definitely good, but I don't think he's nothing like the top 3 tiers. Castam can be very strong. I mean, he's got very good healing. He restores a lot of health. His mecha can repair himself, giving self-healing for a particular amount of attack per second. So this is quite good. It's not great. I mean, you don't really notice it that much because it's not really a lot of healing. But if you've got if you build a lot of attack on him, it can be. What's it called? Enhancing his body performance gains him extra attack. So that's alright. I mean, that helps this out. And then this is why a lot of people use Castam. It's because of this. You put him in a position where he's going to be in the middle of the enemy team. He dies, explodes, stunning. That's it. He's literally just a stun bomb. I mean, he's better than the guys below him, but he's literally just a stun bomb. Still strong, just yeah. That's I mean, in my opinion, that's what he is. Then we got Nyx, the Executioner. Now, I know people are going to get upset for putting him in B tier. I know that for a fact. Don't rage at me. I don't particularly like this hero that much. I like him, don't get me wrong, I do, but not my cup of tea. So he executes the target, dealing damage, 250% damage. The lower the health, it can double it. Good. His fear reduces his... Yeah, so fear reduces the target's attack. So for 2 seconds, whenever enemy dies... Yeah, so whenever an enemy dies, he additionally reduces people's attack by 2%. So the more people die, right, the more he reduces people's stuff. Like, it is good. It's not great. His brutality earns him extra health and attack. Good. This one's quite good. I actually like this. Butcher's Glee. So when an enemy hero is defeated, he receives 20% health. He recovers 20% health. And if it's killed by him, it's 40%. That's quite good. I like that. But I just don't see how you're going to do that often enough for it to really work. But, you know, it's not to say he's a bad hero to build. Right, this guy. Now, he can be a very good DPS. Very, very good. He does a lot of attacking very quickly. Especially with this, right? So he inflicts 300% attack, gaining self-crit by 20% for 7 seconds. Right? Then, yeah, this is what you put... This is what's really good. So temporarily, he can gain 400% attack speed for 2 seconds when he crits. So every time he crits, so this is really good, yeah? Self-crit, he crits, does a bunch of damage. He just... Then you got Militant Blood. So he fully taps into his potential when his health falls below 50%, he gains 25% attack speed. So that's very good. I mean, he's all about attacking very quickly. He's not about attacking strongly, but he's about attacking quickly and critically. That's why he gets the extra crit damage and the health here, so he can stay. So that's good. Now onto the C tier. Now, Asha could possibly be in D tier, but there is versatility and usefulness with this hero. Now, there's a little bit to get through here. So Asha burns the enemies ahead with flames, dealing damage, igniting them, inflicting damage for 20% per second for 5 seconds. So she does a dot, so she does a bunch of damage, then she applies a burn to them that continuously does damage. If the ignited hero dies, she will gain health. So that is good, okay? But the chances that they're gonna die from, like, they're gonna die ignited is very low. Possibly, depending on the heroes you use. Like I said, like, you could use this hero in a particular team where you could take that as a where you could try and use this as a main ability. Burning skin, hot skin will burn enemies, so in 250 range. So it's just a AoE dot that she has around her. So enemies around her will take 20% attack per second. Okay, not bad, pretty strong. Heart of Ash, one time. This is her what's called Resurrection of Death. She dies, comes back. So Asha will resurrect from death, regaining 40% health, dealing 150% attack to nearby enemies. It's okay. It's not great. It's like Burning Phoenix. I come back. Blazing Spirit gives her health and attack. So, like, she's not bad by any means, but, like, she's not good either. Like, you could build her if you like. Like, I'm going to build her. I'm going to build all heroes. I'm going to try and get every hero to 10 star as quick as I can. Not really, but whenever I can, you know. Especially when servers come out. Like, I can't get them all on one server, but, I mean, if I can, I'm going to try. Luna. Now, I like Luna, the Potion Master. The reason why I put her so low is because she's too unpredictable. Yeah, she's very random. She can give healing, which is good. So she throws a healing potion to the lowest health hero on your side, and it heals everyone for 200 range around her. Still very strong. Not around her, around the healed person for 350 of her attack. Not bad. Flash potion. So that's an attack potion from memory. 35% chance to formulate an attack potion. Oh no, an accuracy potion. Sorry. So reducing the target's accuracy by 100%. So it's a flash grenade. Throw it at someone. Pop. Stops people's attacks for 3 seconds, essentially. Strengthen potion. So increases the attacks given to 2 allies. So she throws that. Enhances their attacks for 5 seconds. Not bad. And then this one's for attack speed. Now, the reason why I say that after the formulas, the reason why I say that, it's because she doesn't really do that much. I wish she did so much more. Such a cool champion, like such a cool concept. Like, I'm gonna create a potion. Which one am I gonna create? Flash bomb, bang. Maybe I'm going to put some attacks. Bang. Increase attack speeds because of optimized potions. I just don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's why she's on C. She's in C tier. She's just very, in my opinion, how you going? Right. Now, the worst of the worst in my opinion. Number 1. I don't understand why anyone would make Shady. Ever. Like, she's okay. Summons demons. Attack up to 4 enemies within her attack range, which is pretty decent. Demonic spirits can stick to an enemy for 6 seconds, reducing their accuracy and receive damage. I mean, okay. If it was literally just reduce their accuracy, right? And increase the damage they take by all heroes on your team by 30%. She would go from D to C. Or at least, or maybe B. You know, better. But that's stupid. Demonic Spirit will give her, 25% health. I don't understand why she needs the health, but maybe she does. I don't use this hero at all. But I will build it and I will try it. Demonic Spirit can strengthen each ally, for each dead ally. Like, if she is the last person alive on your team, you've probably already lost. So it doesn't matter if she gets 50% extra health and 300 extra energy. It just doesn't matter. So yeah, that's why she's down at the bottom. Oh mate, Thorn. Now, Thorn? That's Thorn, not Thorn. Thorn. I don't really like this dude. I mean, yeah, deals damage, gains attack for a duration. He gains rage, which gives him 5 energy. So each attack will give him 5 energy. That's okay. I mean, or you could just put him in the front, you take some damage and he'll gain his ult quicker anyway. Target the weakness. I mean, he gains self crit chance and crit damage. There are better heroes that do that. And then his last passive, I mean, he gains extra health. I mean, it's okay. He's okay. Then, in my opinion, the worst of the worst. I don't think I've ever seen anyone have this hero on their team except for bots. Now, in saying that, he's bad now. But this guy could shoot right up to S tier if they release heroes that do a lot of debuffs. Okay, this is the reason why I left this guy for last. It's a little bit more on this one. So he hurls a cluster of compressed air, dealing damage to the enemies on hit, causing the targets to lose all buffs and stun for a second for each buff lost. This is what I mean. If they release heroes that will have a lot of buffs, that will have a lot of debuffs, this hero is going to be very strong, right? So he can, stun people for a long time, deal a bunch of damage, okay, with his ult. His first passive, every 8 seconds, his aura enables allied heroes within 300 range to get rid of debuffs, gaining health for 300% attack. So he gains health, right? But he disperses all debuffs. Oh. Wow, yeah. So he gets rid of all debuffs and he gains 300% health. Not bad. Meditate the Zen. So, eliminate evil, grants self 5% for every enemy. Yeah. So he gains 30% extra attack for every enemy on the field, and it gradually gets weaker as heroes die. So, I mean, it's still a very strong ability, but it's not great. But like I said, this dude is a support hero, so he doesn't need to be doing a lot of damage anyway. And then he gains self 25% health. Now, the reason why I say this guy could be OP later on in the game is because if they do, like I've said about 3 times already, if they do bring out a hero that debuffs, that's like debuffing a lot, or is buffing a lot, he can stop them. He can stop them. But, I mean, he can do that now, currently, but you could run him in the teams to try and beat the Royal teams with Ajanis and whatnot, and try and get rid of all of their buffs by using this. So, I'm not sure if a shield or a dodge counts as a buff, but if it does, I mean, that's really strong. I might look into that, but yeah, he's very, very bottom. Very, very bottom. Yeah, not much I can say more about him, but if they do bring in those heroes that can do those particular things, he shoots from D tier to S instantly. So it's very interesting. Well, guys, that's going to be the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching my video all the way to the end. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. I got more content over there, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Cheers.